Oh, yeah. I forgot about this. I gotta do this.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
Nope.
Fine.
Not everything's about you, Cappy.
It should be.
Ugh. You know what? You're right. Alright, who we sitting down for Darren? Maybe him? Wow, this guy doesn't have any gloves or boots? What do you got on your face? Plus 10 on perception checks. Oh, that goes on your head. I thought this went on your face. No boots? Sag. Oh, boots. Okay. I'm gonna give him one of those. And what's this? Anytime you do a summons. Good enough. Let's see what happens. Do not allow the other to suspect an ambush. I don't know how we do that, but... well, in that case, we're going to save here. Leodor plays his role perfectly. He stands before the improvised place of execution, formidable and emotionless, like the living embodiment of inescapable retribution. Commander, I am glad to see that you held up your end of the deal. The Mendev Inquisition thanks you. We will take custody of the criminal now. It's hard to read anything on Darren's face. Wow, what a curious installation. Count Arende, the Mendev Inquisition finds you guilty of treason, criminal links to the demonic cults, orchestrating the murders of several of the country's citizens who were killed in decapitating you, and decapitated by you, or your accomplices in Canabras, and a range of other places. I, Leodor, Inquisitor and Exterminator of the demonic blight of the Grace of the Inheritor, have been authorized to carry out a sentence of death by fire. With the permission of the Commander, we will begin. He glances at me, seemingly lost for words. Tell the truth, I've never really cared about you. Let the Inquisition do what it sees fit. That's not... Oh, man, rough. Did you really think that I would be able to tolerate you forever, you miserable excuse for a man that you are? I enjoy watching you roast at a steak. Don't disappoint me now. Scream as loud as you can. Fuck, dude. I'm gonna lie. I've never really cared about you. I'll hand you over to the Inquisition without a second thought. Failed. Interesting. So, I failed. Perhaps it's just your imagination, but the air seems to thicken around you and an ominous whispers rise up within it. The rest of your companions exchange bewildered glances, but keep watching without a word, understanding that something unusual is about to happen. Darren seems shaken by your words. He looks away for a moment, but then he asks with feigned glee, "Burning at the stake, hmm? A trifle old-fashioned. I thought you'd mentioned something a little more sophisticated for your noble clientele. But what interests me is what your role is in all of this." My role? I was the one who reached out to the Inquisition and asked them to investigate you. Like a fool, you followed me. Yet all the while I knew I would soon throw you into the Church's slaving hands. The Order's face expresses undisguised approval. He shifts his stance, readying himself to fight. Anger flares up in Darren's eyes, and he immediately hides it behind a mask of indifference. Such a highly, highly commendable act by a truly, truly decent person. Wouldn't you agree? Leoder stands motionless like a statue. He stares at you expectantly, as if asking your permission to continue. You are not my friend or my ally. You're just a bargaining chip. I have forgotten you entirely by the time the first of your blackened ashes are carried off by the winds to the whirlwind. A circle of runes starts to glow faintly at his feet. I see no point in passing along with this drama anymore. Darren's voice drips with venom as the most contemptuous smile imaginable flashes on his lips. I have no desire to entertain you and your friend, Commander. Feel free to do as you have planned. I hope that your attempt to rid the world of Darren on Ronde will not lead to any unforeseen circumstances. With a blank face, the Inquisitor raises the torch to let justice be served. There's a palpable shift in the surroundings. Everything seems to tremble like in the moment before a thunderstorm. There are no bolts of lightning or rolls of thunder, but the sensation of some malicious presence, enraged and bewildered, rings through the air. We did it, Commander. It's coming right into our trap. Yeah, say it out loud, you idiot. A scream of a dozen voices sounds but powerful drills into your ear and resounds over the land. The ritual circle drawn by the Inquisitor flares to life.
We are the light! They are the darkness!
What is your AC? 44? I'll go ahead and grapple you anyway. To make it easier for the rest of us. You might be immune to grapple, actually.
I will resist!
Yeah, immune to grapple. Okay.
Prepare yourself!
Die! You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
A sudden silence falls over the battlefield. It is accompanied by a sensation of sinking into deep water. Slowly and inevitably, the surface grows further and further away, and the darkness grows deeper and deeper around you. And below is nothing but a bottomless black. Voices sound inside your head. No, not voices. Images and ideas. Deal. The blackness seems to have extended its hand in a vague extremity, an open palm. Deal. Let go. Let go of us. An agonized yearning for freedom grows through you, piercing your entire self. It comes from without, but you feel it as your own. Reward, you get reward. Power. Away we will go. Away, and the old door is closing. We will step back. Picture of Darren's severed head is dripping with blood and appears before your eyes. What do you want? Secret, Keep the secrets. Door. Close the door. A desperate desire to break free from the trap and escape lances through your mind. What are you? A stream of feelings and images crashes upon your mind. They cannot be described in any language you know. You can only sense a general shape of them, the direction, the aftertaste. Space, void, death, infinity. Journey, escape, hunger. Over and over, hunger. I refuse. The feeling of sinking into the depths is replaced by a sensation of a whirlwind boiling around you. Death. Freedom, freedom, death.
They will break against our resolve.
It just healed for 280. Cheating.
Let's hear you cry. You won't survive me.
Into the fray! Desna, guide my hand!
Run them through!
Garen wraps his arms around himself for a moment, clutching at his shoulders with a slightly crazed look in his eyes. He surveys the area, his gaze never resting on anything in particular. His lips move, but no sound comes out. At last he says, "It's over." I hope it is. The commander and I spared no effort to hone in on this entity and then lure it into a trap. I assume now you understand the real reason behind everything we had to put you through, Count. I'm especially proud of my overly ruthless Inquisitor speech. I like you, sir, not so worthless Inquisitor. 'Tis a real shame I shall have to kill you. What are you talking about? Well, Darren is speaking in a rather strange manner, apparently marveling at the sound of his own voice. Either that or the Inquisition will grip me by the throat and finally execute me, unless they decide to lock me up in some closed facility for clerics and mages that would look suspiciously like a prison. Leota remains calm despite the heavy toll of combat and the threat to his life. Count, you are without a doubt guilty of being in contact with a vile entity from beyond, and of concealing signs of its presence in Mendev and in the Crusade. That makes you an accomplice to all the crimes committed by this other, whatever it is. Of course, Mendevian justice in all its glory. Yo, what's up, Lucid? Devoid, how are you guys? Lucid, I got something for you. Got him. It's my duty to pass your case to the Inquisition Tribunal. I looked away. You did not. But I am certain that the judges will take into consideration your youth and extreme circumstances under which you first encountered the entity, and that will treat you with leniency. I seriously doubt that the death sentence... You had to look at your keyboard to type? What kind of a nerd are you? Stop typing. I seriously doubt that the death sentence will ever be raised as a possibility, but Count, you can still use your abilities as an oracle. There you go. Got it a second time. Got him. Mod abuse? What does that have to do with... You know what's fun is I can click this little thing that says show message and I can still read it. Ha ha ha! Get wrecked. You can, I am positive of it. I know how abilities like yours work. Unlike clerics, you do not gain your power by choice. You do not choose your destiny, you are simply chosen. The other, whatever it was, chose you. You became its gateway and thus acquired your power. Now it's dead, but this power still remains with you. This means that the gateway wasn't sealed with the death of its creator. Hence, you count are an open road into the unknown, where the horrible head-collecting entities come from. You remain a threat, and this means that there's a high probability that the tribunal will decide to send you to a closed asylum, where you will get to remain under the church's supervision for the rest of your life. Do I not get a say in this? Your achievements are great, Commander. Perhaps the Mendev Inquisition's tribunal will listen to your arguments, but I can't promise anything. There must be another way to resolve this. Another way? I'm afraid there is no such way, Commander. Don't ask me to sacrifice my principles. I will never do that. The only thing I can say is that the tribunal's verdict, no matter what it will most probably not be carried out as long as the active hostilities continue in the crusade. But after they are over, we will have to step in. Actually, there is another way. You can kill me right here and now. He chuckles and then waves his hands. I'm not joking, and I'm not being overdramatic. I'm not going to that damn tribunal, and I'm not going to any damned asylum. This so-called life they have prepared me for is everything I have ever hated with a little extra on top. I will not be able to live like that. I've never wanted to try. I would much prefer to take one final breath as a free man than live decades with a noose around my neck. He just gave me a warning. He's drunk on power. We'll see how long this lasts, Avoid. Don't worry. I got your back. For someone like him, death really would be better than what awaits him at the tribunal. Darren, do you have anything to say about the gateway and all the other things Leota is talking about? Not cool, man. Sorry, bro. You gotta side with the ladies. Most times. Not all the time. Not all the time. Of all those assembled here, I may know the least about these creatures and what they're trying to do to me. I was simply instructed to keep my mouth shut. Otherwise, the next severed head would have been my own. So I said nothing. I've been saying nothing for 10 long years. While they used me to come and go from this world, as they pleased, I don't know how it works. I don't know if there's some road inside me or where it may lead. I'm gonna stick Ice Cube down your pants if you keep it up. So wait, does that mean Darren was the person who was severing heads and sticking them in my backpack this whole time? They don't give you very good options here. The correct answer for me is, alas, I cannot accept what you plan to do to Darren. It's not his fault he was possessed and threatened with death. Darren stares at you with a surprisingly sincere expression of gratitude. I do believe that's the most significant thing anyone's ever done for me. Isn't that touching? And now if you allow me, I intend to fight back as hard as I can to keep you from lawlessly murdering me. Goddess, Leoder Hawkblade takes his final stand.
None shall escape!
Why didn't you just leave? He only has 29 hit points?
Make your peace.
Well, sorry, Leoder. You gave me no real options there.
Move out.
I didn't want to kill him.
Head on.
I sense something.
Well, heck and rip it is.
It's an odd word. Freedom.
Why'd you just mention that?
Because it is the greatest treasure, second only to life itself, which many fail to appreciate, sadly. People are so eager to shackle themselves, sacrificing their freedom, and they don't even realize it. Well, so be it. I am free now, and I, for one, do know how to appreciate my freedom.
We did just kill a man for your sake.
Oh, yes. And I even feel something approaching regret. This Inquisitor didn't seem such a dreadful hypocrite, unlike the others of his kind. He died for his beliefs. Such is life. The genuinely righteous always die first. But he knew the risks. I doubt I would ever be willing to sacrifice everything I am for the sake of a stranger.
I don't really have many questions. Well, let me ask him.
Let's postpone this conversation till we are back at camp or somewhere else safe. Apologies, but I'm too exhausted now to talk about it. First, I need to convince myself that it's all over. I rarely say things like this. I have never said anything like this to anyone before, to be precise. But I am amazed by everything you have done for me. I'm not sure I deserved it, but still, I am very grateful.
All right, cool. So now we're going to swap him out for... The hell's Lan? You're not Lan. I didn't... Oh, it was him. Sorry, I'm stupid. Don't need to do this anymore. No new things going on. Enemies! Fight them!
Do not waver.
Like a lich? What is that? What are you? The name... Thanadaemon.
I will resist.
Endure this. Out of my way! I'm losing my temper. Onwards!
Yeah, let's pick that up for sure. Did I think... Words, man. Did I, loot anything good there? Not really. He had mid-tier equipment. Is that an insult to tell some guy that you just killed that his loot, I'm gonna go and vendor all this loot because it's just crap? Like, sorry, bud. I know you thought you were doing some cool stuff there, but you really weren't. You just had trash. I don't even think I'm gonna vendor it. I'm just gonna throw it out of the side of the fucking thing. Man, I'm nailing this. Okay. 2 visitors have arrived in Dresden. They are requesting permission to conduct rituals over the remains of the Fate Stealer's mask. One of the spellcasters wishes to save the spirit of the fallen madman, while the others wish to make him experience true torture. Cleanse the spirit, which gives me the headband of mental perfection, +4, allows the wearer to reroll 3 saving throws against death effects, or summon the Face Stealer's victims. Whenever the wearer of this mental perfection 4 casts a 9th level spell, all enemies in a 30-foot radius must pass a will save or be unable to cast spells. Let's do Victim's Madness. That sounds cool. The Necromancer had arrived in Dresden, said that the Fate Stealer's relic was still connected to the souls of his victims. He summoned the ghosts and made a pact of service with them. In exchange for the right to torture the spirit of the killer, the spiteful dead swore to serve the relic's owner for all eternity. The whispers of the darkened minds of enemies and fill them with terror. Sick. Outpost expansion, let's just do one of those. Royal Parade I don't want. Army. No. Command, relics, other relics. Okay. The Dirty Squealer. Baphomet's Fire. Let's do the Dirty Squealer. I don't know what that is, but we'll find out now. We are tired. But I'm tired.
I processed what you said.
Thank you, Gabby. Can I manage this? Can I upgrade this somehow? Nothing is built here. Sag. Supply tower. Hospital. And the spellcaster's lodge. I have to build 3. I think you have to build 3 things before to let you upgrade it. Traveling merchant. Okay. Show me your moves. Sort by type. There we go. Don't want that. Don't want that. Alright, see you later, buddy. How's y'all's game going? Lucid and devoid? Demon armies approaching. We've started over and now with mods. Word. Level 8. Okay. So rear guard. You need to come over here. So both of the armies are down here. So you'll probably need to go there, I would guess. That's probably where they're heading. Classes, races, spells, and stuff. Nice. Oh, well, there's actually a main force up here as well. You best check yourself, fool. You're a Furbolg fairy. Yeah, tiny and huge at the same time. Oh, 2 characters. Oh. Sorry, I misunderstood. An amusing thing to imagine. I was just picturing like a Furbolg with like I was picturing this, essentially. You know? You would have been down with that? Someone's on the road. I don't give a fuck. The Ivory Hunter. Well, that's adorable. Sick 'em. Sorry, what are these? A blood tracker. Level 29 dragon.
Prepare yourself.
Make every strike count.
Oh, I was so close to killing him. Oh, he died anyway. He died from attacking me.
Die!
Jasna, guide my hand.
You've crossed the...
Stashani Sabitur!
37 damage. Fuck yeah.
The
Let's go.
Inheritor, guide my blade! No glory without risk!
Let's hear you cry!
Ain't no worries, Mom.
Make your peace.
You won't survive me.
Into the fray!
Run them through!
Ivory Hunter's Key. Interesting.
Move out. Head on!
Strange.
Let's move already.
I think we'll rest again. The mysterious wanderer who calls himself a dragon scion is asking the commander for help. She claims that her heritage grants her the ability to transform into a true dragon, but to do so, she needs to track down an evil dragon, kill it, eat its heart, and wash herself in its blood. The young woman will need supplies and possibly a number of loyal allies. Unlocks the Dragon Slayer's Adventure Degree. Talk the maiden out of it. Young, talented general is recruited. Send worthy knights along with her. Unlocks the campaign against the Dragon Decree. Recruitment. Growth for trainable cavalry is reduced by 50% for 15 days, but one silver dragon is recruited at the headquarters. Teach the wanderer the dragon slaying craft. Raising a dragon slayer decree. Provides a gift for Greybore. You know, let's do that one. Greybore, who has some experience in killing dragons, has agreed to teach the wanderer his trade, but it will take time. Let's see what happens. So we need to rest again. This is probably going to push me past level 1 corruption, which is unfortunate, but there's no real way around it at the moment. Yes, okay. So level 1 corruption does what? 15% arcane failure chance, -2 to wisdom and intelligence scores, -3 combat. Yike, that's rough. Alright, we'll just teleport back to Dresden. Enter. I think there's someone that wanted to do something at the Citadel anyway. Oh. Sela sits quietly with her hand clasped together. She sighs softly and has a faraway look in her eyes, and you can see a troubled expression that something's bothering her. There you are. I'm just here, you know, waiting. Arisno is going to unite the souls and the bodies, just taking a little longer. We can put all this behind you. How long do we have to wait? Wait, what's bothering you? Where do I even start? There's a lot on my mind, but hey, there's something I have to ask. All these souls will be returned to their bodies soon, and that means that Curl will be free. But what if it's confirmed that he really did work with the cultists? What will you do with him? Yeah, I will not rush to judgment. I want to talk to him, listen to my heart, and let it guide me in making my decision. Then let me ask you something else. How do you feel about me and the part I played in all of this? I talked everyone into going to the Houndheart's camp to get the ring. I protected Curl from Eland's blade and saved his life. I'm the reason, or rather, the demon that took his body and got away. It's my fault that we didn't find out about the jewelry being dangerous. We could have prevented the theft and so many other souls, but if it hadn't been for me... When we were in the Molten Scar, Janna told me that I was the reason she deserted. She said that I had pushed her away to play the hero, to take on challenges she wasn't prepared to face, and that's why she fled in a panic. And yet in the end, she found the strength to change. She didn't break, she became a better person. To be honest, I've never seen her more proud and confident than when we defeated Sunhammer. I'm just glad I managed to remain friends with Elend. We were able to help him and Kiana, even though they were tangled up in the schemes of those demon-worshipping cultists. I guess everything turned out alright. We'll get the souls back, everyone will come back to life, and we'll put all this behind us. When I took my oath as a paladin, I swore to God the honor of my fellows and have faith in them, and learn the weight of the sword. I have done these things. So maybe I should stop worrying about Sunhammer, what Sunhammer told me before his death. He was just being spiteful, right? His words were full of poison, not truth. So what is the weight of my sword? Only idiots think they are infallible. I may not be the smartest person in the room, but I hope I have at least done some measure of self-awareness. I need to reflect on everything I've done, on what kind of person I've become. Yeah, the world isn't black and white. You don't always make the right decisions, but we all make mistakes. That's part of life. Great, now I'm even more conflicted. But maybe that's for the best. I suppose a paladin should have doubts. When you question your actions and decisions, it's like checking a map to make sure you haven't lost your way. Greetings, Commander. I'm glad you're here. We're ready to return the stolen souls to their bodies and bring the poor people back to life. We will need to help them get over their initial shock, and your presence will undoubtedly help ease the transition. First, however, I need your companion. Sela, everyone's waiting for you. Me? Why? Because we want you to set the souls free. We all agreed that you should be the one to do it. After all, you saved the people. You should be the one to bring them back to life. You're confusing me with someone else. I'm Sela, the block-headed paladin. I'm no hero. Like I said, it was a collective decision. We all agreed that it should be you. The loved ones of the victims, the Hearthounds, myself, and I'm not going to ask them to find someone else, so stop arguing. hell do I get out of here? You see Curl standing among those who have been rescued. He looks around awkwardly, shifting from one foot to another, as if he's not sure what to do with himself. Then he notices Sela and you. He pales slightly, but takes a step forward. Thank you so much for saving me from the demons. I want to hear your side of the story, but you also need to tell me the truth. Alright, I'll tell you. I met this guy before the attack on Canabras. He said he felt sorry for me. We talked about the condemned and about how awful the Crusaders were to me. He told me that I should take matters into my own hands, that I should be my own master and decide my own fate. When the demons attacked Canabras and the city fell into the chaos, he found me again. He introduced me to a few of his pals and called himself the Templar of the Ivory Labyrinth. He told me to spy on the Crusaders who were trying to take back the city. I didn't want to help them, but they threatened me. They even cast a spell on me. I don't know what it was, but it felt like torture. I curled up and sobbed like a baby. They told me that the city belonged to them now and that they'd kill me if I didn't cooperate, so I agreed. But I didn't want to, I swear, I really didn't. I wanted to run away. I thought if I could just get some money, I could escape the city. I could go far, far away, somewhere they'd never find me. The Crusaders could deal with the cultists. I just wanted to be free. And that's when I had the idea to steal Elan's ring. It was worth a small fortune, and I needed the money. I didn't want to hurt Elan. I didn't want to hurt any of you. But I didn't know what else to do. So I took the ring, and, well, the demon took control, and I guess you know the rest. I was struck in the ring. I was stuck in the ring, and that scumbag stole my body. Damn it, Curl, you could have told us you were being threatened by cultists. We would have helped. But I wanted freedom, Sela. I'll be honest with you. I'm not much of a crusader. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad I met you, Elan and Janna. I couldn't ask for better friends. But I'm not cut out for war. I don't like fighting demons, and I don't want to die. That's too heavy a sentence for a simple thief. He has a point. The punishment should fit the crime. A harsh sentence won't change what's happened, and it won't turn him into a better person, after all he's been through. If I let you go, what will you do? You see a flicker of hope in his eyes. Well, you can bet I'm not going to steal or hobnob with cultists, I swear. I'll swear on anything you like. I've been thinking about Canabras. It'll take a long time to rebuild the city, and I'm sure they could use an extra pair of hands. I could be a laborer until I learn an honest trade. I think you've been punished enough. I'm going to grant you a full pardon. You're free to go. Really? I mean, is that the honest truth? Yep, the most honest of truths. Cheer up, lad. It's all worked out for you. I say this as one former thief to hopefully another. Sick. Right here. You don't have anything to say from when we did our stuff. Nope. Alright. Last resort is Lan, and then this is Nenio. Midnight Isles, which I'm not going to do. Find the entrance to the inelectable prison. I don't know what that is. Find Queen Galvray. And Endgame. Develop all aspects of the crusade to a maximum. Okay, we're definitely not doing that. Here? Commander, I bring wonderful news. We're getting reports from all regions of Mendev that the nationwide political crisis has been resolved. The nobility have answered your summons and restored the order to the kingdom. Your promise to grant them new lands on their territories reclaimed from the demons has met with success, especially among those who have never seen the world wound. I believe it's fair to say that at the moment, Commander, your word carries the greatest weight in Mendev's politics. You could use this influence to accomplish something monumental. For example, you could organize a total military mobilization across the kingdom. What will you do with your newfound power? We need to remind Mendavians that gods care for us. They gave us the strength and the wisdom to save the kingdom. Let the people go to temples, praise them, make donations, and pray. In dark times, we need all the faith we can muster. In many lands, the temples collect tithes. I have a fresh new idea. Why don't we turn this around and tax the temples? We'll call it the tax of the righteous, and tell them that the more pious the temple is and its congregation, the more coin will be collected. We'll just have to see what wins, faith or greed. Someone must take care of Mendev. The old mayor won't survive another wild ride like that. Maybe we should hold elections for members of Royal Council. Finally, let those who are worthy to run the country, no matter their social class or wealth. Equal rights for tieflings. It has to stop the oppression of our noble people by Mendavian society. Tales of no reason for persecution. Military mobilization unlocks the mobilization decree. Recruiting trainable units reduces by the cost reduces by 10%. Tieflings will be granted equal rights. Unlocks the Tieflings' rights decree. Recruitment growth for mythic units increases by 15%. Hold elections for a royal court. Elections for a royal court. Recruits. The cost of recruiting mercenaries reduces by 10. Tax the righteous. Cost of building construction reduces by half. Generals have learned the Judgment Day spell. God damn. Yeah, tieflings have equal rights. All hail the chief. Our brethren will never forget this. You'll see. There are lots of decent tieflings in Avestan who have been victimized because of their heritage. Once they hear folks stop treating us like dirts here in Mendev, this place will be packed with them. And then we'll see who's going to spit on who. When we first met, I allowed my eyes to deceive me. I failed to discern within you an outstanding politician. You knew nothing of diplomacy. You were unaware of the power structure in Nerosian and beyond. But you were driven by your uncanny intuition, and with it you have saved Mendev and strengthened our ties with foreign allies. You have my respect. I wasn't a diplomat before this war, and I haven't become one now, but I think I'm beginning to understand politicians and their actions better. I'm convinced that the key is never to forsake your conscience. I don't think we have. I must admit the council meetings weren't the worst moments of my life. They were almost entertaining. It seems you have the ability to make everything more interesting. I'll be waging war on hosting ambassadors. Oh, it'll be it waging war or hosting ambassadors. And I, like the true son of Mendev, even took part in deciding its fate. We shall see if posterity will curse us for it or sing our praises. I can't imagine ever becoming a proper diplomat. All this political skullduggery makes my hand reach for my bow. If I was this close to going down the history as Lan the shooting ambassador. But I'm impressed with how slick you were at dealing with the intrigues and weaving a web of your own. Looks like politics isn't such a big deal after all. It's just like the gangs on the street apart from the cussing. Maybe I should be a diplomat after the war. It's been an honor and a pleasure to advise you, Commander. However, I don't think you will need my counsel from here on out. Mendev stands strong, our allies are loyal and reliable. The diplomatic council has served its purpose, and you won't need it any longer. Looks like I've maxed that one out. My lord! An unfamiliar knight enters the hall. A white-bearded old man cladded in armor that's polished to a sheen and adorned with an image of Iomede's sword. Despite his age, his movements are confident and his eyes are sharp. The knight's voice trembles ever so slightly, not because of his years, but because of his barely restrained temper. I have come to report treason. Who are you? Sir Thomas Longar, paladin by the grace of Iomede, and your loyal servant. Until recently, I was Captain Hartman's adjutant. I was mostly involved in staff work. Alas, I'm no longer of age to be fighting on the front lines. A shame that my chance to introduce myself to you has been made possible under such a disgraceful circumstance. Where's Captain Hartman? I'd say he already made it halfway to Nerosian, but that's what I've come to report, my lord. You are, of course, familiar with the Wary. They're a circle of schemers who have been stirring up trouble practically since the beginning of the Crusade. They're politicians undermining our holy cause with their petty intrigues. How many times have you routed them, and after each time they were back at it again? I beg your pardon. I meant to tell you something that you didn't already know about them. Something I, sadly, didn't know until now. The leader of the Wary this whole time, the one who incited the insubordination time and time again, it was none other than Captain Harmattan. That traitor, that block-headed fool, since the very beginning he thought you were unworthy to lead the crusade. You thwarted each one of his preposterous intrigues, and now he has resolved to mutiny. The captain went to Nerosian to bring back an army, our supposed reinforcements. The moment you let them into the city, he'll order them to seize you. Once that's done, he'll take command of the crusade in your place. The nerve! If the foolish arrogance could be used as firewood, this army would never worry about keeping itself warm in the winter. What are you suggesting? I know that traitors must face retribution, but what if treason has not yet overwhelmed them completely? Grant the captain a chance to gather his wits. Let him hold a memorial service in the honor of fallen crusaders. Once reinforcements arrive, we'll invite them to join in paying our respects to their comrades. Remembrance of the fallen is always important, but it won't be much good for us now. Our main concern must be coming up with a way to avoid bloodshed amongst crusaders. We could introduce a new holiday, let's say the Day of All Good Gods. We'll meet the army with a feast and make the new arrivals sit at the table with our veterans. Let them talk candidly, and they'll see that they're surrounded by their brothers and sisters. When the captain gives a senseless order, no one will have the heart to obey. Turn the traitors' plan against them. Dresden will become a mousetrap. We let the traitors in, close the gates, block them inside in a confined space. Then we'll demand that they turn in their ringleader. We'll execute him in plain view of the troops. The good captain wants to play at intrigue. I'll show him how it's done. A couple of letters to the right people in Nerosium, and he will never leave the city. Feast of the Sacred Hosts. All generals gain +1 level to the Heavenly Ward feat for 30 days. Lure Hartman into a trap and execute him. Unlocks military exercise degree. All generals gain tactical superiority at level 20. Reach out to your comrades and eliminate him in Nerosian. The Dark Bonds decree. All generals gain +1 to Mighty Servant. I will listen to your advice. We will greet the army with a memorial service. Great Commemoration Degree. A random allied crusader army is recruited at the commander's headquarters. Yeah, let's make sure he never makes it out of Nerosian. Eliminate is such a crude word, but I'm glad you appreciate my counsel. I promise that this will unfold discreetly. The source of our troubles will simply disappear, and the nobles will help us forever be tied to our tiny little feet. Tiny little secret. What? I got tiny feet. That's a lie. The Fort Camp Mammoth Lords is besieged by an enemy. Okay, that's fine. Can't do anything about it right now anyway.
I lead, you follow.
I think just coming into the place removes my corruption. I don't think, how do you check corruption levels until you, like, before you rest? There's a way to do it before you rest. I don't know. But pretend I'm gonna rest. Okay, so cancel that. Can my armies move? Nope. You can't, though. Valley of Temples. Hoof it. We should probably go back to Nenio's place and see if there's anything there as well. I don't expect to be able to do that one, but, you know, we can try.
I don't know soda in the fridge, and I want them to stop it in the freezer.
Well, thank you for... Huh? I was going to say thank you for doing that. Hold.
All this waiting bores me. Out of my way!
Wow. Murdered.
Endure this!
I will resist!
Die! No one stands in my way.
Definitely need to do this one first. Invitation from the Free Crusade. Motherfuck. Okay.
I don't know how I...
And you still...
What's up, Matthew?
Onwards! Cut them to pieces!
Prepare yourself.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Let's hear you cry!
Make every strike count.
Okay. This is Land's mission. Jump over. I guess we have to deal with the rock first. Alright. Rip. Before we go charging in there and rip Vamalek's head off, let me go in alone first. Let me carry out a plan I came back up with in the capital, a la Shinria. I thought a lot about how I could punish him for what he's done, and I found a way. Remember how he bragged about becoming stronger? That means he's gotten careless. If we don't have the brawn to bring him down, we'll use brains instead. Kang, do you trust me? What's this plan of yours? I can't tell you. The plan sounds decent in my head, but whenever I've thought about sharing it with you, I know that at best you'll tell me no, and at worst you'll go and fight him without me. That's what I'm asking you for, your trust. No matter what it is I'm going to do, no matter what it looks like, I know the risks I'm taking. Alright, I trust you. Thanks, that means a lot. Whatever happens to me, I won't let you down. Sag. Well, don't fucking get killed.
Move out!
'Cause that would suck.
I finished here.
There we
Is
go.
there more?
Now I can jump over.
Head on!
I will defend my dream. Desna, guide my hand.
Ouch.
The light take you!
Run them through!
Begone, fiend!
Make your peace. Disappear. Killing is what I was made for.
Out of my way!
Fall!
I will resist.
There's a lot of dudes, man.
Die!
I will bring down the divine wrath!
Prepare yourself.
Into the fray!
I lead. You follow.
Real. Land, what a pleasant surprise. I see you've slipped the commander's leash, ready to accept your blood right. I will repeat the question I asked you before. Which communion will you choose? The same as your fellow tribesmen, or should I reward your bravery with the poison of my sting? Sting me and be done with it. I'll either die on the spot or become the best of the mongrels like you promised. I like your daring spirit. I could use a general like you in my army. Arise, my son. Urgh. Do you know the difference between me and you, Dad? You've got slaves. I've got a tribe. Whenever someone in the tribe needs help, it stands as one by the side. It's been that way forever, and the sorcery won't take that away from us. Netholm, slay the demon.
Yet another obstacle